Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the French Tier 9 Premium Heavy Tank, the Lorraine AMX M4. Now this tank is a pretty damn solid heavy tank, but I say heavy tank loosely because realistically this tank is a heavium. It is most definitely a heavium, and actually to be honest it's more like a very good hull down medium tank because it's got the turret of the AMX M4 51 or the 54 actually as well, whichever one. It's got the same turret as that tank, which means it's got very good turret armor for going hull down with, which is great. You've got 8 degrees of gun depression as well, which means you can work a ridgeline really well with this tank. And then to add to that, you have this 60 kilometers an hour top speed, which is beautiful. You do hit this top speed if you help it out a little bit, and then you can use it as that true medium tank. You can go flanking, you can go spanking, and you can dish out some really big damage with this beautiful 130mm gun. Now this 130mm gun is a little bit derpier than the other gun you can use on this tank, which is the 120mm gun, which I do feel is probably the more consistent gun, but there is something satisfying about having the 560 Alpha on a tier 9 medium tank, I'm going to call it really, on, you know, a fast flanking heavy tank in tier 9. It's just really solid and you really feel like you pack that punch. But why do I say it's like a tier 9 medium tank as opposed to a tier 9 heavy tank? Well, that's because it does have the Lorraine 40T's armour, which, on the hull, which is absolute garbage. And it is, yeah, basically complete paper. So do not get yourself stuck into head-on brawls where you're side-scraping and you're having to fight out in the open, because it's not going to go too well for the Lorraine AMX M4. You're basically going to lose a lot of hit points very quickly, and things are going to pen you through your hull armour exceptionally easily. The strength of the tank is getting yourselves into flanking positions, using ridge lines, using the fantastic turret armour this has, and then slapping out those big 560 Alpha rounds with this gun. And that is where this tank is just very, very, very nice, and I do very much enjoy it. The one true downside to this tank is that it is very expensive at 17,500 gold, but it's one of those things that I'll say that if it was ever on a big discount, and I mean like a, you know, a big discount where you're taking it down to around 10k, maybe less, I think it probably could be worth it in terms of the fact that it is a really nice tank to play. You just have to temper your expectations of the fact that you are not really a heavy tank, you're actually more of a medium tank if we're totally honest. So, what do I run in terms of a crew on the old AMX M4, or sorry, the Lorraine AMX M4? We're getting there. It's a Lorraine 50T from PC pretty much, but yeah, with a difference with this 130mm gun. Well, anyway, besides that, what do I run in terms of a crew on this tank? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanic, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving because I do want to just limit the ground resistances on this top speed so I can abuse the ability of the top speed of this tank to get up to that beautiful 60 kilometers an hour top speed. All the 3 gun perks because, well, this gun on this 130mm isn't the most accurate gun in the universe, so I do want to help it out as much as possible because naturally being a bigger 130mm caliber gun at tier 9, its accuracy is 0.37 at base, so it's not the best. It doesn't have the best on the move and turret dispersions, so I just want to help this gun out as much as humanly possible, and then all the other perks because that's generally what I would take. And then in terms of equipment, I run the advanced loader, the gun stabilizer, and optics. Optics to be able to spot for myself because I can get my view range up to about 486 meters of view range with this setup. Then I run the gun stabilizer, like I say, because I really want to help this gun out if I can. And the advanced loader to make the best of my DPM, because naturally, being a 130mm gun, you don't actually have the best reload in the universe. So you want to try and make it as good as humanly possible so you can slap out those rounds. So in this game, on Corellia so far, we're up to 4.4k damage with 4 kills, and unfortunately for us, we lost pretty much most of our hit points there, because this 5120 came out of absolutely nowhere, and it was like, oh my goodness me, that's a 5120. We got exceptionally lucky that the 5120 had already fired 1 shell to kill someone, and that meant they only had 3 shells, which was not enough. We go for the RBRT on the move into the 5120 and shut it down. We've now got 5 kills and there's 4 tanks left. We just see the VK7201K. I'm thinking, can I get a shot at that guy? Maybe, you know, maybe a top gun. But I can't quite see the shot at him, so we keep moving because that's the best thing. We don't want to get caught out in the open because we could die pretty damn easily at this point, which is not something that is good. We spot the VK, and the shot on the move actually hit, but we bounced. We bounced our 257 penetration round on the side of that VK. He was decently angled. If we'd fired premium there with 300 penetration on the premium AP, we probably would have gone through. But, yeah, what it is what it is. And unfortunately, we bounced. We didn't quite secure our top gun. We get a nice shot there through the Centauro, which puts him down to a one-shot, just waiting on the reload. Hopefully, we get the top gun. And thankfully, we managed to shut down that guy with his 1 HP and a dream. And we get the 6th kill of this game for the tank. And we finish this game with a really nice total for the AMX M4 Lorraine, or the Lorraine AMX M4, and finished with 6 kills, 5.8k damage, 980 assistance, ace tanker, the sniper, the high caliber, the top gun, the 2051 base XP. Really damn nice game for the Lorraine AMX M4. Honestly, this tank is a hell of a lot of fun, and yeah, I just enjoy it. And these two games are two really nice games that I had in the tank, which is why I'm showing it, because yeah, you can have a lot of fun with it, and it's definitely one of my enjoyable tier 9s, because I do like the fact that you have the two options as well. You have the 130mm gun, which I do think is probably at this point the best gun on the tank, because that alpha is just beautiful to have, 560, and it's always great to have that on sort of basically a medium tank. But the 120mm gun also has its perks of the fact that it is just a steady Eddie gun. It is super consistent, and it hits most of its shots, whereas this gun does like to miss. The only downside is you don't have the best DPM with that 120mm gun. So we're on to the second replay, and this second replay we are on this map, which is Lakeville, and we have come to the valley because once again I want to be able to use the alpha of this gun to be able to keep slapping out rounds consistently, use the 8 degrees of gun depression to be able to use a ridgeline, and then basically use my fantastic turret armor to bounce shots. Although we did get penned by the CS63 into our turret, and that is because naturally we do have a cupola, so if someone does see the cupola and they were on a decently level playing field, they can pen it. So unfortunately we take a hit there from the CS63, and then we bounced our standard 257 penetration round off of the E100's lower plate. So now we are loading the premium so that we can go through this guy's lower plate, because at this angle it's a little bit awkward for 257 pen, and we will just need the premium AP. So we're up to 1600 damage, and we do have to be careful. This is where the 560 gun, again, is a fantastic gun for the tank, because we can play peekaboo. We drop a shot, pull back, wait for the pretty damn long reload that this gun has, because this is one thing that this gun does have. It is a pretty long reload. I mean, you're seeing it without the food boost, that we do actually have a 12.7 second reload, which does take a wee while, and it's something you just got to get used to. Now, we get a nice shot there through the side of the E100's turret, which 300 pen again just helped us with that angle. Now we're trying to angle for some really awkward shots at this ST1 and VK, and unfortunately the physics there just failed us a little bit, because we ended up slipping down the ridgeline a little bit too early, so we couldn't quite get the shot into that VK. We're trying to look for the shot into the ST1, but we keep sliding down. We've finally found the position where we can stop steady, and we get the shot into that ST1 using the pretty nice gun depression this tank does have to our advantage. Now the E3's fired, I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I can get a shot through this E3's lower plate with my 300 pen. We slap the shot straight through his lower plate, because that guy does need to go. People are going to struggle to penetrate an E3 from the front, especially in the sort of position that he's in. So we do want to get rid of this guy if we can, and then, therefore, it helps the team out. We're up to 3.9k damage. I'm thinking, do I pop out to try and take a shot at this guy? You know what? He's turning. Let's take the chance. We slap the shot straight through his drive wheel, which actually tracked and penned him as well, which puts him down to a one-shot for us. Now we're waiting for the reload yet again, because this is just this is the game for us. It's poke out, shoot. The E3 gets shut down. The ST1's coming over, so we get a shot straight through the ST1's engine deck, which sets him on fire. He doesn't have a fire extinguisher. Beautiful scenes, and we get a pretty damn nice amount of damage off of him. We're now loading the standard again, because we don't really need the premium anymore. And because we could looking down onto the top of the ST1's turret, we managed to just slam the shot straight into that guy's turret and shut him down. We're up to 5.4k damage, and we're just being careful, because we don't want to get AVRE'd at this point, because naturally that would be a bad time. But he seems to be preoccupied looking at someone else. So you know what? Let's just slap a shot at him. It's like, hello, Mr. AVRE, being cheeky. he's just really not paying attention to us whatsoever. He's trying to shoot the guy that's coming over, which is, I think, our AVRE. And he's paying attention to the guys on the ridge line so much that I'm like, you know, okay, we're chancing it. We get shot straight through the side of the AVRE again, putting him down to a one-shot. Did get shot by the other heavy tank that's next to him. And now the AVRE's gone. It's like, hey, the VK's alone. Okay, we're at 6.5k damage. Let's do a rush. But we can just about see the griller. We can't quite find the shot. The VK's fired, so it's like, okay, let's get a shot through the side of the VK. I think, do I want to stay here on this top ground? I could get shot by the griller. In fact, the griller gets shot down. So, you know, you may as well stay up here where we've got the reload. Just looking for the shot into the cupola of the VK, which we slapped the shot in. And it was a pretty simple game there for us, really, in the AMX Lorraine. I keep getting that mixed up. The Lorraine AMX M4, where it's just using the good turret armor, the good alpha, and steadily putting the rounds through the enemy team. Finished with the ace tank of the high caliber, 1987 base XP. Really damn nice game for the Lorraine AMX M4. A fantastic tank, honestly, and it is, yeah, it's just a great fun tank to play. I really do enjoy it. Obviously, the only downside to it is the fact that it costs 17,500 gold, which is ridiculous, and the fact that it doesn't really have any boosts because it is a tier 9 premium. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!